Welcome to the Vernon Hills Update. The update offers information about a variety of village services. You'll meet a few of your neighbors and you'll find out about upcoming events. On today's show, we'll get an update on the village's plan for addressing an infestation of the emerald ash borer and what that means to our urban forest. We'll find out about the annual Village Luncheon. This year's event will be held on Thursday, May 17th at the Vernon Hills Arbor Theater and will help support Alzheimer's research. We'll stop by the Vernon Hills Park District to find out about summer camps, aquatic center activities, adult fitness opportunities, and more. And we'll check in with the village's Community Development Department for an update on the business front, including possible improvements at Westfield Hawthorne Mall. If you have comments or questions, please contact Mike Storto at 847-918-3560 or email Mike S. at vhills.org. Thank you for tuning in to the Vernon Hills Update.
Well, we are here again to give you an update on something called the emerald ash borer. The initials are EAB. You might see that around them. And this is a pest that's been causing us problems, not only in Vernon Hills, but a lot of other communities, especially where there's a lot of ash trees. We've come to talk to Dave Brown, who's our Public Works Director, to find out Vernon Hills' plan for dealing with the emerald ash borer. Thanks for joining us, Dave, and not the greatest story.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, emerald ash borer has been identified by the Department of Agriculture, so it is present in our town and it is an infestation. So we've been working with our village board, who's adopted a policy on how to approach it, how to manage our trees, and how to move forward with this disaster.
Okay. And it is, especially for people who love trees, and we have beautiful trees in this town. A good percentage of them happen to be ash because that's always been a hardy, great tree, particularly fast growing, so good for a young community. But the problem is kind of a recent problem, and it's not ours alone. So can you explain that emerald ash borer is kind of new to us because it's not a native around here?
Yeah, emerald ash borer has migrated from China, from packing carts, etc. So it's been prevalent in other areas. The infestation that we first knew about was in southeast Michigan, and they've been dealing with it for over 10 years. So we're really relying on some of their experiences, some of the other Lake County and northeast Chicagoland areas, talking with their foresters, talking with their communities, their village managers, how have they approached it in the past. So we're really networking with them and learning more about how best to approach it. And that helped us formulate our policy.
Okay, let's talk about the policy for here in Vernon Hills. And as you said, it's based on a lot of best practices and knowledge from other people. So what is the plan for us here?
For instance, this year, in terms of ash trees, we'll be removing 160 ash trees. We also have some injections that we do in select areas, more important, prominent areas.
And when you talk about injection, that's something that they're hoping can save the trees, but I've heard it's not like 100%.
Well, our forester will help us a little bit more with all the details on that. The verdict's still out in terms of its use and will it stall the spread of emerald ash borer. It really depends on the health of the tree and how far emerald ash borer has infected the tree and whether or not it will work or not.
Okay.
So.
But at any rate, you're going to try that with some, and then the rest is to just eradicate. So to get rid of the tree that has the pest in it.
Absolutely. The ones that we have identified that have a substantial amount of emerald ash borer presence, we are removing those. Again, 160 trees that we're currently removing. Those will be replaced this spring. Mm-hmm. We have a second component within our road rehab project, which is on the east side of Deer Path Drive. And for those areas, we're looking and we're talking with residents through a survey how they would like us to approach emerald ash borer. There are some trees that are more infected, but we want to be proactive because we are doing substantial infrastructure improvements and we want to address it concurrently with that project.
Okay, so when you said road rehab, you're going to do some grinding of the pavements over on East Deer Path, and the idea being then, if you're already digging everything up, just take care of the trees too?
Absolutely.
It's going to be a mess for a little while, so.
It absolutely will be. So while we're working through it, we look at the whole infrastructure, not just the street, and the trees are an important part of it. So we want to address that.
Okay, so that's our plan going forward. We're going to see 160 trees removed. Now, as far as, and replaced, and so when you're replaced, I'm assuming it's not with ash, so we're going to see some new trees?
That's a really good point. One of the things that's really important is we need more plant diversity, so we're going through more selection in terms of a wider, diverse population of various trees, and so we're not really faced with the issue we are right now. We've got over 3,500 ash trees, and it's approximately 30% of our tree population. We want to reduce the amount of population of any given tree, so if we do have a specific pest, it impacts a lower percentage of those trees.
And again, that was, we aren't alone in this. So a lot of communities are actually, they have even a higher percentage, because I've seen pictures of places in Michigan where it's just become treeless.
Yeah, absolutely. Ash trees are a very popular tree, as was, some
the elms and all
the elm trees in the past. So I think really the solution is to try not to have too many of one type of tree.
So we can watch for this going forward, and I know as part of your process too, you'll be reevaluating as you go forward and see what else changes and what else happens. And we'll talk to Ken Lohr in a second about the actual process of when we have a tree that's replaced and removed. What about trees that are on private property? Do you have any guidelines for that?
In fact, in terms of our policy, and maybe talking about both public and private, we will, as part of this program, also add a door knocker that we share with residents. So as part of our policy, we go out and identify the tree and its presence for EAB. If it has a problem, whether it's on private property or a village tree, it has information for both of those. So if it's a public tree, we mark it with the orange X, and we notify the resident by this flyer that there is the presence. It gives contact information so they can reach out to us, learn more about it, and continue with that. In terms of private property, if we identify areas adjacent to it and we look on the private property and we see that there is similar symptoms, then we want to bring that to the attention of the homeowner too, and so that flyer really helps with communication.
Well, so on top of it, you're reaching out to people for their private property, but it would probably be a good idea if we kept our eyes open too, because you can't have eyes everywhere. There's a lot of yards and just places around here.
Absolutely, and what Ken will certainly advise us, and has advised me before, one of our approaches is really looking for woodpeckers. We've been chasing woodpeckers and looking up in the trees. They really do help us, because it's very hard to identify EAB inside the tree. We look for signs of impact. So woodpeckers are feeding on them, so we look for the damage, the brown mottled look on the tree, because they're feeding and pecking on the tree, and so that helps us with identifying it.
Okay, so that's same things we can be doing too then. And now this is going to be kind of an ongoing problem, but for now, that 160 trees in this program for right now, I understand you were able to secure some funding to help cover that.
Yes, we're fortunate to receive through the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus $20,000 to help us deal with ash trees. So it will help reduce our population of ash trees, and we will be able to help replant and reforest our village with those funds.
Well, that is good news, because I know a lot of villages aren't in that position where they can take the trees out, but there's not much else they can do. So it sounds like we've got a good plan in place.
Absolutely. So we'll have some removals. There'll be some injections. We are also talking about with the high school a wood reutilization program, which would be working with the wood shop teachers and trying to take some of the ash trees and trying to have some future use and some benefit out of it instead of chipping all of the trees and then putting them as mulch.
Okay, gotcha. Well, it sounds interesting, and it sounds like it's an ongoing thing, so we'll probably be back to talk with you some more. Thank you for taking the time. We'll learn a little bit more about the particulars, but if people do want to find out more about the program, the policy, things like that, there's information online, and you can always call over to Public Works. So.
Thank you. Thank you for getting the word out on this.
Thanks, everybody. We'll be watching. Now we're going to learn a little bit more about what the actual process is so we can be watching for those dreaded orange X's. So thanks for your time.
Sounds good.
Well, we are joined now by Ken Lohr, an arborist for the village. And Ken, we're standing where the guys have just made quick work of an infested tree, but that's kind of the process that you're going to see in the neighborhood.
Right. We're going through taking down right now the trees that we identified back in March as being infested with emerald ash borer. Unfortunately, we have to get these trees down. The next few weeks, we are going to be getting our delivery of our new parkway trees. We are going to replace the trees this spring that we did take down. And we're hoping that it's going to take some time. We have 160 trees to replace, so it's going to take some time to get through those. But we'll be coming back, grinding up the stump, and replacing a new tree.
Okay, so what we see here, even though it's nice and clean, that's actually the first step is when you came around and identified the trees and you gave people a notice of that. Let's back up to that.
Sure.
So you've let people know this is what's going on around your neighborhood.
Right. When we came out and identified the trees as being infested with emerald ash borer, we left a card on the door letting them know why there was an orange X on the tree. So it identifies that emerald ash borer has some information on there. If we identified it on their private property too, there's a little spot on there that we let them know that their private property tree may also have emerald ash borer, and there's information on there to how to deal with that.
You said you've got on the website, you've got some contractors that you have to really be certified for emerald ash borer because of it being a pest.
Well, yeah, the contractors have supplied us with a copy of their emerald ash borer compliance, which is through the Department of Agriculture, just to let the contractors know that there are certain regulations that need to be taken as far as dealing with emerald ash borer material.
Now, and if I'm a homeowner and I got an X that said you might have emerald ash borer on my property and I got 6 trees and I don't know which one, are you there to give us a little bit more information?
Sure. If you need it, I can come out and identify the tree for you if you need help identifying.
And I know in the past we've said we've been worried about emerald ash borer being transported, so if we do cut the tree down ourselves, I assume that there's some precautions we should take with the wood that comes off of them?
Right. We hopefully they just keep the wood on your property. If you need it to use it for firewood, that's fine. You can cut it up as long as it stays on your property. We don't want people taking it camping with them and moving emerald ash borer to different locations. So if it's used on your property, that'll be fine. But most of the contractors will grind up the logs into chips and then remove them in that fashion.
I gotcha. So that's what you've identified the trees, you've given the notice on the doors. They come and they chop them down, and you said it's going to take a little time, but eventually somebody will come and grind the stump out so it won't look like that. Right.
We're still in the process of removing all the trees. It is taking some time. So as soon as they are down, we will be again grinding the stumps and replacing the new trees.
Okay, and when we see a new tree, is there anything, I know sometimes, I can't imagine, but when we get to the hot weather, sometimes it gets dry out here, and I know you guys are really good about coming around with the water truck, but is there anything we should be doing to protect these new trees?
Yeah, actually, keep lawnmowers and weed whips away from the trees as much as possible. If the tree is dry, you can help us out and give the tree a little water, but not too much water. Sometimes too much water can be bad for the trees, so we don't want the trees to be soaking water every day. They need about 1 inch of water per week. Okay. So if we have placed a green watering bag on the tree about once a week, that bag will be filled up with water, and that should be supplied, plenty of supply of water for the tree for the week.
So it should be good for the week just from those green watering bags that you come around and fill up. Well, that's the information we got for people. I know there's more information online, and you guys are great about lending a hand and lending your advice, so I know you're going to be busy right now.
Very busy.
And as an arborist, I know it's not fun to take down trees.
Well, it's very sad. I'm fortunate. And it is a natural disaster. Unfortunately, this pest is an exotic pest. It's not native to the United States, and now we have to deal with it. It's here. It's in every corner of the village already. We found trees infested with emerald ash borer, and so we're having to find it and remove these trees. And unfortunately, as an arborist, that's something we don't like to do. We're here to care for the trees, not necessarily remove them. So it's kind of sad to do this, but in a way, I'm looking at a positive spin on it is that because we are so heavily populated with ash trees, over 30% ash trees right now as we currently stand, we have an opportunity now to improve the urban forest with a more diverse selection of trees and really beautify it for the future.
Well, that's good to know. Let's look forward. That's the way to do it. So thank you for all you guys and the crew are doing. We know you're going to be busy. If people want to know more, go to the website, give them a call, and I know they're here to help you. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Well, we've taken a trip outside at the Village Hall to give you an invitation to the entire community to attend this year's charity fundraiser for the village. We're with Monica and Mike. You guys are the charity fundraiser luncheon people here, and we've got some exciting news about this year.
Yes, this year we're having a little change. In the last 7 years, we've been doing the American Cancer Society and supporting the walk. Well, this year we have a new walk. It's Alzheimer's, and unfortunately, it's impacted many people in our community as well as many of our relatives. And so it's something we want to give back and do our little piece. And we're excited about doing something new this year.
Excellent. So, and something new, meaning we have, as you said, for the past 7 years, the village has put on this charity luncheon, everything donated, all services and material, and all the money's always gone to a good cause.
Yeah, 100%. Whatever we make at this luncheon goes towards, now this year, the Alzheimer's Walk. We're going to be walking at the actual walk on October 13th at Independence Grove, and anybody that wishes to join and get a team, we welcome them, because this does affect everybody. It doesn't just, it's not a small select group. It does affect everybody. Our donations, again, are from the same as we've been getting every year, which, we're just blessed to be grateful to have all this stuff. We've got Ernie's C-Store and Wrecking and Opa's and Ellie's and Pear Tree Catering and Jimmy John's, Target, Hotel, American Hotel Register, McCarthy's and On the Border. And they're just so generous. And then the village also donates all of our time, because all of the department heads are out there cooking, and then we're out there, behind the different food items to help raise money for Alzheimer's.
And really, you ask for $5 a piece for the luncheon, and the luncheon is a vast array of food. You get lunch from Gus.
It's outstanding, as you know, Lynn.
For $5.
I mean, yeah, a burger or a bratwurst or a hot dog with those beautiful buns and potato chips and fruit and cookies. A couple times cookies. Anyway, but no, it's really, and it's fun, and people, it's very meaningful to all of us, but yet it's a lot of fun. And the luncheon's meaningful, and then on Saturday in October, on October 13th, we actually do the walk in Independence Grove, and it's just really connecting with our fellow employees and just the whole community. It's really a wonderful thing.
And again, that's something we can all take part with. And let's talk about this luncheon is at the beautiful Arbor Theater. Rain or shine, so it's always going to shine.
And it's been more rain than shine, maybe even. But no, we're out there if it's misting or raining or whatever. But it's a lot of fun, and we like to invite the whole community out there, because again, as Monica said, every penny goes toward the actual purpose of this,
Yeah,
and that's to walk against Alzheimer's.
And I know the community does so much. You've mentioned all those names, and more people always come forward with things that they do. There's music, there's usually just people show up and with all their things that they do for the community. And it's just a wonderful time, and people do give more than the $5. So you come out with wonderful.
Yeah, they do give a lot more. Not only do they give food, but most of these people that are donating for food, they come with a check also, and they buy lunches. And other businesses that do not donate, they come with a check too. So it's really nice, and we will have some music out there. We've got Gus Stagg. He plays at Potbelly, so that's kind of nice. And you'll have a good time, and you have to give back.
Yeah.
If you've been blessed with a lot, you've
Right.
got to give back.
And we've been blessed with a lot. And not to say
Yes.
not to take anything from Relay for Life. That organization is still ongoing.
Yes.
Right.
People should still look at how they can take part in that. It's just that what you did as a village, you
Absolutely.
decided to change your focus and spread the
Right.
wealth a little that way.
And we get involved in a lot of things. The police department, as you know, does a lot of things. You've interviewed, Run from the Cops for veterans, the fishing derby they have. We do Angel Tree at Christmas time. It's just a wonderful thing in giving back to the community. And each and every one of us with Alzheimer's, my wife's grandmother had Alzheimer's, and when it touches you personally, you really understand it. The same thing as cancer has touched many of us. It's something you really want to, it's defeat, whatever word you want to use. You want to stop that because you see loved ones suffering.
Well, this is an awesome cause. This is an awesome event, the luncheon. We look forward to seeing you. Please, community members, people who are working in the nearby office parks, great way to have lunch one day and help the community. So thanks very much for taking the time, and thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are at the Vernon Hills Park District Sullivan Center to get an update from this group. And this is a really busy time. It's always busy for the Vernon Hills Park District, but we're coming into summer with the pool and the summer camps and everything, so we wanted to take the time to come over and talk to the folks over here. We're with Jeff Fougeroux, who's the Executive Director of the Vernon Hills Park District. And you've got a lot of good news about some involvement you've had in the community. I'm thinking, first of all, your partnership to do the Project Turf.
Yeah, that's an exciting venture for the Park District. We've been working on this agreement for about the last year and a half with the high school, and we finally came to a fruition on that this past March. We were able to secure an agreement with the high school. It's a 10-year agreement. It allows the Park District to use the new synthetic turf facility at the high school. We'll have 24 Sundays a year, 12 in the fall, 12 in the spring, and then we'll have 4 Fridays in the summertime for our sports camps and some of our other younger kids participating in our camps that'll be able to use the turf. And we anticipate a lot of new programs that we'll be able to provide the community that typically won't have access to it during the school year because of the students' use of it. So we're excited about it.
Yeah, and it was no small amount of funds you gave toward it either. So
It's a $100,000 contribution that we provided the district. So you look at that in terms of over a 10-year period. We feel it's a minimal impact for a great use that we'll be able to gather from that facility.
and really great for the whole community because it was a beautiful stadium that hardly was able to get much use. So now we're all going to be able to use it more. So that's great for the whole community. So
Absolutely. We're finding that a lot of our neighbors, a lot of neighboring park districts, Arlington Heights, Wheeling, have entered into some recent agreements. Many more that I think are going to jump on board because of the year-round use that you can garner from a facility of this type.
well, that's going to be something exciting to watch as that turf starts going in May or thereabout. Let's talk also, you've got a new group. You're always very involved in the community. I know you do, park chats, and you're always soliciting information, but I understand you have a new group of people who've stepped forward to help advise things.
Yeah, it was one. It was you know, something that I had initiated with the help of our administrative staff of trying to put together a rec advisory commission, and there were several components that we got information from the community during a recent survey that we did that we tied in with our strategic plan, and there's just some voids that we felt that could assist us, not only our recreation staff, but getting out to the community. And we had put it out there. We got 9 or 10 applicants. We chose 7 to make up this commission. They're going to be an advisory commission in nature, so they'll provide recommendations to the park board. Tom Ritter, our superintendent of recreation, will serve as our staff liaison, and Dave Duerhofer, our board president, will serve as our board liaison. The committee is going to meet this coming April, and then they'll meet 6 times a year. They'll meet every other month preceding our board meeting, and we've got some really good people, a mix of both male and female. We've tried to spread it out with the different subdivisions and segments throughout the community, and we have some younger adults, and we have some older adults that make up the committee. So I'd like to, if I can, share with you the names of those members. Tim Hart, Joel Himmel are the 2 males, and we have 5 females on the committee. Elise Hauptman, Ronnie Kokinas, Stacy Priestess, Lisa Warner, and Diane Shipacassi. Those were the 7 members that were chosen from all the applications. As I said, they've got a well-round of experience. We've got people who have been involved with our youth programs, some that are a little more mature, that have helped with some of our senior programs. So this group is going to be just another good set of eyes and ears for us to help us look at some opportunities to provide some additional programs to the community.
Well, that sounds exciting, and thanks to them for doing that on all of our behalfs, because what you do does impact everybody in a good way. So, and let's talk about the impact you've had, because I know we know you do a great job here for our community, but I understand you get honored all the time from your peers in the recreation world. Did you get another honor again?
We did, and this is one we're really proud of, and it's a distinguished accreditation agency award, and it's one that covers us through 2017. It was a very long, thorough process that is done by our peers. Many Park District agency executive directors, elected officials that make up this evaluative committee, and they come in, and it's a couple-day process where they look at all of our procedures, all of our policies, make sure that we're administering those consistently. They look at it's a myriad of an evaluation system, and so we're really happy that we were a recipient of this award. There's less than 10% of the park districts in the state of Illinois that receive this, so to be included in that category is a remarkable feat, and I'm really proud of our staff and all the work that they've done and the board support that's been provided to accomplish this task. It's a great honor for the district.
Well, that is a great honor, and you do have a fabulous staff, and a lot of us know them all by name and by sight when we're over here. So thanks for you for taking the time with us today. We're going to go meet some of your people again and find out what's going on here at the Park District. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, Lynn. Thank you.
Well, we are in the weight room over at the Sullivan Center of the Vernon Hills Park District. We're with Jay Bowman, who is the expert on fitness and the aquatic center, and he's going to tell us what's going on. And this looks like some pretty new equipment. What's going on in here?
Yeah, last August we replaced all the equipment in here, so it's all brand new. Through Life Fitness, we went and got all new equipment, so it's brand new. Our personal trainer over there is working out with people. We do have personal training, so if that's something that people want to do. And then hopefully in the next coming months, we will be also upgrading our locker rooms. All new counters, new lockers, upgrading everything, so it'll make those a little bit nicer as well.
Well, and if people haven't been over to the Sullivan Center, I mean, you really are a full-service fitness organization.
Absolutely.
You've got classes, like you said, the personal trainer. You've got the locker rooms that are going to get nicer and brighter.
Full service aerobics. We have a cardio room down the hall with treadmills, bikes, ellipticals, anything that you could want. And like I said, a very nice weight room also. And we're always trying to upgrade equipment and try new classes and everything. And like I said, great personal training.
Nice. That's nice to know, and convenient right here at the Sullivan Center. So if people want to know about that, you can call Jay or go online for information, because now we're going to switch gears and talk about the pool, because as we get into summer, that's what keeps you really busy. And I know you're already getting everything. You're ordering things. I hear you're going to have new shade structures.
Yeah, we're going to have brand new shade structures. We're taking down all the umbrellas that we used to have. They were getting a little wear and tear on them. So we're upgrading all our shading. Actually, I think we're going to end up with more than we had in the first place. So in the grass areas all around the deck, brand new shades.
Well, and now is the time you can be buying your pool pass, and you've got all different varieties of pool passes. Even like if you have a nanny that works at your house, you can have a nanny pass.
Yeah, if your family has a caregiver during the day and you can't bring the kids over, you can buy a nanny pass, and that caregiver can bring your kids over to the pool for a small extra fee to have the pass. But yes,
and those are on sale right now. Also, you've got your typical stuff. You've got great swimming lessons, all that kind of thing.
Swim lessons start about middle of June, go till the beginning of August, every 2 weeks, various levels. So if your kid wants to learn how to swim, or even you, we have adult swim lessons as well. So anytime. Yeah, swim lessons, and then hopefully the passes will be on sale right now. So come pick up your pass quickly before the lines get long.
Yeah, that's the truth. Get it done now so that the first day, then it's nice and warm and the pool opens up. And I was looking here, I think you're hoping to open May 26th now, if everything stays nice. Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend every year.
Okay, wonderful. And you've always got a lot of special events people can go online to find out more about. You know, Mom's Day Out and Dad's Day.
We'll be having, and Marty will probably talk about it later. We'll have our family camp out, Summer Splash at the beginning of August. So all those great events.
Oh, and before we forget too, you always have concessions available. So if your family wants to make a day of it at the pool, you can go and buy your meal right there, and you have a new concession vendor this time.
Yes, we do. We have Bobo's, a local restaurant here in Vernon Hills. Bobo's, they're going to be our concessionaire this year.
Excellent. Well, that's a lot to digest. That's a lot of information. People can go online and find out more, and you can always stop Jay. He's around here, and he'll be at the pool all the time. So thanks very much, Jay, and happy swimming.
Thank you.
Now, when we think about the Park District, one of the big programs we think about are the summer camp opportunities, and there's a ton of them. We're with Kelly Cushion. Kelly is the one who knows everything about everything. We won't put you to a quiz right now.
Thank you.
But you've got really summer camp opportunities, short, long, and for ages all the way little to big.
Absolutely, we sure do. And one thing that wasn't advertised in the Park District Planner was that our extended camp for working parents is now 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. in the morning. So we're cutting it early by an hour instead of 7 to 9 a.m. So 6 a.m. it is, and we can help you out with any questions with that. And we have Park District camps from your kindergartner to your 8th grade. Like you had mentioned, half-day camps, full-day camps, sports camps, camps for all girls, tot programs, and if you're in a full-day camp, everybody will go twice a week to the pool and one day a week on a field trip.
And that pool, if you haven't come over to see it, it's more than a pool. It's pretty fancy. So, and do you have anything, like you said, you start from K through about 8th grade. Is there anything for younger kids, or is it through the preschool program?
There sure is. There's 3 of them. There's Little Rascals, Firefly, and Starfish. So maybe you're a morning person, maybe you're an afternoon. It can be split between the 2 of them. And then Fridays for the Little Rascals.
Nice. And let's go back and talk about that extended day again. So if I'm a working parent, I could theoretically put together a camp experience that I can leave for work. I can drop off by 6 a.m. and be back here and have a full day that I can work, and you're taking care of everything.
Absolutely. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. if it's needed. And what happens is the bus picks them up from the gym here at the Sullivan Center and takes them right to their location of their camp. And then if you need it in the afternoon as well, a.m. and p.m. extended care, they'll bring them back in the afternoon, and we're here till 6 p.m. at night.
Okay, so this is the spot. This would be the go-to spot then for all that extended day.
Correct.
Very interesting. And I know there's a lot of information in the planner, and there's a lot of information online, and people can also call you for information, but a lot of this you can put your plan together even just working online on the internet.
Absolutely, including right up to 2 days a week lunch. This year we're going to have Bobo's, I'm sorry, not Culver's anymore. Bobo's will be the lunch provider doing the 2 days a week at the pool. Okay. And after summer has ended, if you're still interested, we have 2 weeks of mini camps, and I think this year there's 8 different mini camps to choose from.
Okay, so you can really fill up your summer with a lot of different and special interests and always a lot of stuff going on over here. So it's really something, a real community organization here who's here to help us and our kids. And,
absolutely.
And make sure, and if you've got questions, Kelly's always here to answer them too. I know you're a good one for holding hands and getting us through it all. So.
Absolutely. Thanks, Lynn.
Yeah, no problem. Now everybody take a look at their summer planner, go online, and we'll get ready for camp. Thank
Sounds
you.
good. Thank you.
Well, now we're going to talk about athletics, particularly the programs for adults in athletics here from the Vernon Hills Park District. We're with Joe Brentmeyer. Joe is the guy to go to for all this stuff, and you've got a lot of programs coming up. Now, as we come into summer, what are some of the leagues you've got ready to go?
This summer we have co-ed softball as well as men's softball and a co-ed kickball league.
Okay, kickball, truly the kickball where you run the bases and kick the ball.
Just what you remember. Peg outs, throwing the ball at the person running, just like elementary school, but for grown-ups.
That sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds like I could do that. So, and then you said coming up in the fall, people should start already thinking about that and getting their teams together. What do you got coming in the fall?
Absolutely. We're very excited to have use of the high school's Rust-Oleum Field. So we'll be doing some adult flag football, as well as adult soccer leagues there, and then, of course, fall softball, which we do every year.
Yeah, your softball is pretty amazing. There's a lot of people that really put a lot of muscle into that. You see them hobbling around after their games. So you're also the guy to go to if you want to rent some equipment. For instance, you've got some bocce courts and some horseshoe courts in some of the parks, and you've got things available people can pick up.
Yeah, we have at Century Park North bocce courts, horseshoe pits, and the bago boards, and we have rental equipment for all that, the bocce balls, horseshoes, and the bags here at the Sullivan Center available for rent if they don't have their own.
Okay, and talking about renting, because we do have some great picnic facilities and shelters and things, you're also the guy in charge of that.
Yeah, we have, I think, 10 picnic shelters available for rent throughout our parks for family picnics or celebrations. It's a great place to get out and have a gathering.
Very nice. So you're the guy to go to if you want to be an adult getting busy with recreation or you need to run something. It's Joe. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
When we talk about special events, we've got to come over and talk to Marty Walsh because he's the guy that's keeping track of everything. And you got a lot of stuff to keep track of coming up this summer.
Yes, we have a very busy summer. For those of you that are planning ahead, we start out with our annual park chat. We have a series once a month at a local park where residents have a chance to interact with the staff and the board members in a less formal setting as opposed to a board meeting. So the first one will be June 5th at Peterson Park. Okay. So make sure you stop by. We'll have some free snacks for everybody, and it's just a great time.
Yeah, and I know the neighbors like to come out because it's a chance for the whole neighborhood to be there. So it's a nice night.
Yes, definitely. And then following Park Chat, we have our third annual Family Camp Out coming up June 23rd and 24th at the Family Aquatic Center. You can sign up for that at the Sullivan Center. We encourage you to bring your family. It's a night of camping, an outdoor movie, concessions, exclusive use of the Aquatic Center for the evening, and a breakfast the next morning. So. And
it truly is a family camp out. It's like families are at the Sullivan or the Aquatic Center all night in their tents and their sleeping bags. It's great.
Yeah, if you don't want to rough it in a big national park, this is the place to go.
It's a good trial to see if you can go camping. Well, you've also got some. Do you have like a fishing day coming up?
Oh yes, we have a kids fishing day at the beginning of June. Also, June 9th is going to be our annual fishing day at Century Park. We partner with the Libertyville Fishing Club, and they come out and show the kids all the different aspects of fishing safety and things like that. And it's a great time. You can also sign up for that. That's at Century Park from 9 a.m. to noon.
Mm-hmm. So. And that is another time. It's a great time. If you don't have the skills for fishing, you can send your kid over there and come with them, and you can all learn together. That's a nice part.
I may be learning this year too. I've never fished, so this might be a learning experience for me.
You'll like it. It's a lot of fun, and it's relaxing, so they tell me. So, and we talked about there's also things at the Aquatic Center all year long we can watch for, things like, Father's Day and all those special events we can keep track of.
Yeah, all the Mother's Day or Father's Day and Grandparents' Day, but one of the big events we have at the pool is our annual Summer Splash, which is our pool party Friday, August 3rd. open to residents of Vernon Hills only. So we try to make this a really community-based event. We have a DJ, games and contests and things like that. It's a lot of fun, and it's only $1 if you sign up ahead of time. So
And it's a lot of prizes. There's a lot of prizes to be had that night. Now, are you going to do any more movies in the park this summer?
yes, the last Friday of each month, we're going to be featuring a movie at Deer Path Park at the Warrington Shelter. The movies begin at about sunset. So check online the beginning of each month to see what will be playing there. So it's
And always family friendly.
yes, definitely family-friendly movies. So
Well, and I know there's a lot more going on because we need to keep checking your website because there's going to, and you're going to add stuff as we go. But let's give everybody a save the date because you're going to have Rib Fest again, we hope?
yes, for those of you that came out in 2011 for our inaugural fest, we are going to host our second annual Little Bear Rib Fest, August 24th and 25th at Century Park, the same location as Summer Celebration. We have secured headliners Los Lonely Boys to play on Friday night, and local favorite Jamie Lono is going to be opening up for Los Lonely Boys. We're working on our entertainment lineup for Saturday, but it's going to be a great festival again, August 24th and 25th. You can check the website at littlebearribfest.com for more information.
And let's point out too, that's kind of more of an adult. You've got, you know, the beverages, you got the blues music. It's kind of an adult time. It's not like there's a midway or something.
No, it's open to families, but we are not going to have a carnival like they have at Summer Celebration. Be the main difference. While it is a family, families are able to attend, we're not providing any children's activities.
Okay.
But it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the adults enjoyed it immensely. So it's a good thing you're coming back. And there's a place where we can go through and eat too. I mean,
Yes.
I'm always worried about eating.
We're going to have about 6 different rib vendors, including local rib vendors. In fact, Real Urban Barbecue, who just opened up in Vernon Hills, is going to be one of our vendors, as well as about 5 other local vendors. Again, check the website for more information about that.
And we'll come back and visit with you more as we get closer to Rib Fest because we like to hear what's going on. So thank you for taking the time. Thank you to all of the team over here at the Vernon Hills Park District. And remember, if you need more information, you can stop by one of the facilities, give a call, or go online. Thanks, Marty.
Thank you very much.
We're with Assistant Village Manager John Kalmar here at the Village Hall to find out about the business climate. And it looks like things might be picking up. How do things look around the community?
Yeah, we're optimistic right now, Lynn. We're seeing very nice trending in our sales tax revenues, which is great. Gives you an indication clearly that people are feeling more optimistic about it and are spending money, which is a very telltale sign for us in terms of the sales tax revenues that we receive. So the trending is very good, actually. You've also seen a number of businesses or new businesses open up, or businesses that are coming. A good example of that is that Noodles and Company, they're in Hawthorne Hills Shopping Center. They will be open probably within the next 30 days or so. So we're cautiously optimistic that we're going in the right direction.
Well, and I know you had some good news, some exciting news from the Westfield Hawthorne people. I know this has been kind of a long journey with that group.
Right. It really has. I mean, we're pushing almost 10 years with them working on or coming up with some ideas about expanding the mall. So at the April 17th Village Board meeting, their development staff appeared to present concept plans for expanding the mall. Those plans include the addition of a brand new theater, along with some retail restaurant space on the north side of the building between Sears and JCPenney's. The theater itself will be about 12 screens. We'll have about 1,600 seats on one level. The ground floor level will then have some additional retail restaurant space. We don't know yet who those operators are going to be, but they're negotiating with a number of folks who may come in and create this entertainment complex, for lack of a better term. And really, we're going to begin to see, we believe we're going to be able to see some very significant amount of work going on, starting hopefully in the fall with utility work, and then construction starting after the holiday season, sometime in January or February. And the theater being open potentially in the fall of 2013. So
it's kind of a long-term thing to be watching for, and
Right.
yeah, some to keep our eyes on, but don't hold your breath.
Well, again, we're cautiously optimistic now that they are going to move forward. I mean, they've gone farther with their set of plans than we've seen in a long time. We're talking now about financial issues and incentives that they are requesting, and that's really the first time we've ever gone to that extent. So I think we've got a project, and the telltale sign for us will be the digging up of the parking lot on the north side to relocate some utilities.
Well, I'll watch for that then. And if you go a little bit further down 60 over by the Dominics, in that particular parcel of land over there, I know Dominics is out now. Have you heard any news?
We've been talking with the property owner, Inland Real Estate, who also owns River Tree, about a number of things that may come about. Their hope is to find a single user to occupy the entire space, and they are optimistic now that they have somebody online. Unfortunately, they can't tell us until they have a signed deal. So, but we think it'll get filled, and we'll see it filled maybe by the end of this year.
That is another good sign. And I know a little bit further along where Zany's had, along the corner, going down a little bit from Dominic's, where Zany's had gone out, there is a beauty school there. So things are filling up.
Right, absolutely. And that center, once they get done with Dominic's, it will be completely full again, or within one space of being completely full. So.
And I know that in the past we had read some information about what was going to go into the Salernos, but I understand that's kind of on hold or off the table.
Right. From what we understand, they could not consummate the deal. And the person that was interviewed in the paper coming out of Lincolnshire has walked away from the deal at this point. So it's unfortunate, but it's a tough location, and you've got to find the right use, hopefully, that will go there and be successful for the long term.
That's a big restaurant. And talking about some other places down in the Vernon Hills Town Center at 45 in Milwaukee, there's a new restaurant coming in there, and you've had some other things open up recently.
Yeah, the beer market just opened up. A great place to go and try all kinds of different varieties of beers and the like. Very unique concept in that you can go down there and taste the different types of beer or limited supply of wine, but you also then have the opportunity of ordering in food from an adjacent restaurant. So if you wanted a burger, you could go to you could call Tom and Eddie's, or you could talk to Philly G's about bringing a full meal, whatever you like. The other thing that we're hearing is that Real Urban Barbecue, or RUB as they're called, are opening their second store. Their first store is located in downtown Highland Park. They're moving out here. The building permit was just issued on that, so we'll expect to see them move forward with and be open hopefully late summer, early fall, and the like. So great opportunity for another type of food that we don't have a real good presence here in town. Nice wide variety of barbecues and the like that I think people will enjoy.
We're going to be a nice destination, Well, we already are, but it kind of ups the ante a little. The last thing I had on my list was the Oaks over by the Lancom's Tap and where the old Kelly's Camp was. We had seen plans in the past and things have come and gone. What's going on there now?
Well, again, they appeared at the April 17th Village Board meeting to present their concept plans for an upscale apartment development. That property has been in limbo since Kelly's closed and then sold the property to Hamilton Partners. Hamilton proposed and received approval for an office warehouse type of park right before the economy tanked. So it's been on hold. They have since been working with Kinsey Development out of Chicago to develop an upscale market rate apartment complex. They presented their concept plans to the village board, and the village board has asked that prior to them moving forward that they present a full traffic study for that site to determine the traffic impact on Route 45. The project overall consists of 304 units in a 32-unit building flat concept, or a row-style townhome concept that will provide a couple of different options in terms of number of bedrooms and sizes of units, et cetera, et cetera. Again, it's market rate, so you'll see rents ranging from upwards of $1,500 to over $2,000 a month. Where they need to work on their concept plan. They also need to work on the issue of providing more garage space for residents and the like. But the project conceptually is before the board. It will come back before the board at some point in the very near future to present the results of the traffic study, and then the board will give them some direction as to whether they feel it's an appropriate location or not for the project. The approval process for this will be, internally will be a staff review. We'll look at the engineering and drainage and everything like that. It will then go on to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a public hearing and meetings associated with that. It will then go back to the village board for consideration of final approval. So long approval process. Don't expect to see any kind of construction this year at this point, simply because of the timing. But if the board decides that they want to see this move forward, there'll be plenty of notice to surrounding property owners. I would encourage residents to either contact me or watch our website for more information. The plans are actually posted on right now, so you can go there right now if you want, and we'll leave that on as we go forward. So.
And that's a good point. There's a lot of information. You can see studies and plans and pictures and everything else you'd ever want to see on your website. And as you said, if people have questions, concerns, you're the guy to call.
Right, yeah, absolutely. And be happy to talk to anybody or email folks. That's what we're all about. So.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks for taking the time, and we'll check back in with you as things progress. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Lynn.
Well, that wraps up this edition of the Vernon Hills Update. But remember, if you have comments or suggestions, please contact Mike Stordo at 847-918-3560 or email mikes@thehills.org. Thank you for tuning in to the Vernon Hills Update.